areas. Let me work the room a little bit. Anything else on the region before we move away?
On Iraq?
Go ahead.
Hi, Leah, ABC News. So yesterday, Ned Price said for decades the U.S. was not in a position to be a partner to African countries, but Russia was, but that dynamic has gone away entirely. And this morning, Prigozhin wrote in a letter that he has contracts with presidents in African countries, and he claims if he pulls out his fighters, those countries would cease to exist. So what does the department say to those African countries who have contracts with Prigozhin or other Russian entities who do feel their country would be in danger without that support?
We have clearly seen that the Wagner Group, when they operate in a country, they take very destabilizing, very harmful actions, actions that are a threat to the stability within a specific country, but also the regional stability more broadly. And that was in part why the United States took the designations that it took today, and will continue to take steps and assess the situation and work closely with our allies and partners to hold the Wagner Group accountable. I will also say that as it relates to deepening our cooperation in the African continent, I would point no further than the most recent African Leaders Summit that was held in December, where you saw countries from all across the continent represented here, where President Biden had the opportunity to hold bilateral engagements with many representatives of these countries. You saw last year the Secretary of State, USAID Administrator Power, the UN Ambassador take important trips to the region. Secretary Yellen is in the region now. Ambassador Linda Thomas Greenfield just returned from the region or is still there. So this is a continent that, of course, we're continuing to place an important emphasis on, and one where we look to deepening our diplomatic ties with.
Would the U.S. take action against any countries that do work with Prigozhin, Wagner, or any of their affiliated groups?
Of course, I will refer to our Treasury colleagues to speak to the specific ins and outs of the designations that are being made today, but I would reiterate that we've been quite clear that countries that partner with Prigozhin and Wagner do not end up in a better place afterwards. Shannon.